Hey crypto kids, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be jumping into the price of Bitcoin, looking at a couple of different charts because, well, Bitcoin is seeing a reversal from the resistance line of this ascending triangle, and on top of that we can see here that there's actually a very strong correlation to another point in Bitcoin's past. Now we'll also look at a macro chart which is very bullish in the macro long-term scape, and finally, ladies and gents, we're also going to be jumping into some on-chain analysis and some more data, guys. So for all of that and much more, make sure to stay tuned until the end of this video. I had an awesome weekend, but now we're back to the charts. We're back to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is moving. Ladies and gents, I'm Crypto Kid, and let's jump in to the video. So first thing is first, I want to talk about Bitcoin, right? So let's talk about Bitcoin's price. Now, Bitcoin, we saw a break above the ascending triangle, and I took the risk of opening a long position with low leverage and a stop loss at around here. So I took that risk because really, if Bitcoin did break above, I did believe that $42,000 could be possible, even though that in the midterm, we are expecting a little bit of a drawdown towards, towards a lower level, because we can see over here that I use 3 period moving averages, and they are from the 7, 30, and the 3, right? They make up a system called Consensio. And we can see here that the short-term moving average is starting to kind of swivel towards the downside, just like we saw back here on the 6th or the 30th of August in 2021, and that could lead towards a drawdown to very critical level of support, which then Bitcoin can continue pumping towards the upside. So I think the exact same scenario is happening here. Bitcoin may have an intermediate drop towards the downside back to maybe not the 31, but potentially the 34K level. And I will show you why 34K is super important. And guys, remember, in the previous video, I opened a long position for $34,000. That's going to be like my very good entry point, and I did that over on Bitflex. So guys, by the way, if you do want to be trading Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, you can head over to the link in the description below to still sign up with Bitflex, because you can still get a chance to winning 1,000 USDT. It is currently, you still have 3 days and 18 more hours to potentially win the 1,000 USDT. And I know it says Black Friday, but no, it's not Black Friday anymore. It's the Cyber Monday sale. So if you sign up to TradingView, you can still get a chance to, of course, take advantage of these promotions going on with TradingView for Cyber Monday. But back to what I was discussing about. So let's go back to the chart. I was saying that I think Bitcoin can have a drawdown to the 34K level. And the reason being is, if we have a look at the total liquidation heat map, there's around $1.5 billion worth of liquidations at the 34K. So if Bitcoin draws down to 34K, all of these massive liquidations will also be triggered. And looking at a shorter scale time frame for Bitcoin, now we can actually change how this pattern is looking like, because it's no longer an ascending triangle, because the resistance line, it has been broken, and we're back inside. So now it's actually an ascending wedge, and ascending wedges are unfortunately a bearish pattern. So that could give us a target of around $34,000. Now, guys, by the way, like in terms of breakouts, fake breakouts happen all the time. I get this question asked a lot also in my trading seminars. How do you manage fake Bitcoin breakouts like the one we saw? Well, basically the thing is, with Bitcoin, I like to take risks, and with that risk, I put a stop loss, which if it hits it, then I'm not too bothered about it. But eventually, right, you're going to be right with the breakout. So at that point, hopefully that should cover all your losses and make you a lot more money. So that's how I treat fake breakouts personally. But it is something that I struggled with when I was a beginner, and it's completely normal. It is something that goes on. But of course, I got to make my daily mention of orange juice. Orange juice is still very high in price, and yeah, it is pretty crazy how orange juice has been doing. But I want to jump into a more of a macro chart. Wyckoff is still in play if Bitcoin draws down to 31K, but let's see how we hold up 34K in the upcoming days. If we hold 34K, then Wyckoff I don't think will play towards, I don't think it will play, but 34K is very, very important. Now I want to look into a macro chart for Bitcoin. So in the macro, yes, in the intermediate short term, we are bearish on Bitcoin. But once we have a look at the overall monthly chart, Bitcoin is incredibly bullish because we're seeing all of these parabolas forming, coming towards every single halving. So these are called parabolas. And all of these parabolas cause massive price movements towards the upside once we measure it from the lows of Bitcoin. And look at that. So now we're coming towards the fourth halving of Bitcoin, and we're already forming this parabola. Yes, it's possible we retrace down to the 31K, which is the same level that we've been discussing right over here. So 31K is possible, and that would actually create a very coincidental, drop to this parabola support, right? So 31K is possible, but that's the minimum, that's the maximum level. If we go down below this parabola, I don't think that's going to happen. So that's like the same with the Willy Woo chart that I showed in the previous video. I don't think Bitcoin will drop over $30,000. So I don't think it'll go below $30,000. So 31K is possible, but if that happens, I still believe that Bitcoin will massively, massively go towards the upside. And if this 31K drop happens too, as you guys know, I have many, many active orders on Bitflex to continue buying up Bitcoin. But ladies and gents, that's pretty much it for the Bitcoin technical analysis. Now let's go ahead and look at the news. So let's have a look at this. This is actually pretty funny. So let me play. You guys know Jim Cramer. So Jim Cramer is very famous for his Bitcoin calls in the sense that whenever he says buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin, it does the complete opposite almost every single time. So let's have a watch on this. It's a pretty funny video. Let's see.
Good. I just wanted to know what your feelings are on Clean Spark, CLSK.
Look, if you like Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. That has always been my view. And for a while, I liked it. And, I decided, well, you know what? The money's been made. But I was premature before. When you make a lot of money, let something look back. Let's go to John in Texas. John.
So there you can see that Jim Cramer is saying that, if you like Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. But we can see here that back on December 5th, Jim Cramer advised investors to sell all crypto investments when Bitcoin was just trading at $17,150. And since then, Bitcoin has rallied 118%. So the inverse Cramer ETF is still very, very much profitable, ladies and gents. So that is very nice to hear. Now, the second bit of breaking news is, of course, the Binance situation. Let me give you some updates on that. So the new CEO, this is from the new CEO, Richard Tang. He said that Binance is just a 6-year-old company. It's relatively young, and by measure, in human terminology, it's a child preparing to go into early school. So it's kind of out of that startup phase, and he's saying here that they want to, become more of a financially institution-targeted exchange. So over here, he wants to grow the 5% of their market share that they have in terms of, financial institutions that use Binance as an exchange to around 20%. So institutional money causes the share of individuals owning crypto to swell to 20%. It is said on this article from Fortune.com. So that is very interesting. I found that very, very interesting, to be honest. And I guess they're going to be more focused on institutional clients rather than retail investors. Now, an on-chain data I want to show is that, which I found pretty cool. We can see that the long-term holders are rising for Bitcoin and the short-term holders are decreasing. As a matter of fact, we can see that more than 83.6% of the Bitcoin supply is now in profit and that the whales are actually accumulating. So that is pretty interesting, in my opinion, that the whales are accumulating at these prices and that we're still in the transitory stage between bear and bull market. So we're still in that transitory stage, and soon we may switch into that bull market territory if we look at the on-chain analysis for Bitcoin. Now, we also have some important economic events coming up this Friday where the Fed Chair Powell will speak. Of course, if he is hawkish, markets may see a little bit of a fall, but if he's dovish, then the S&P can continue rising towards the upside. So that is not bad whatsoever. Ladies and gents, I am also hiring. So if you go to the description below, you can actually find this link here, which if you press it, will take you to this application form where if you guys are a copywriter in crypto, you can apply to work for CryptoKid.com. It's going to close on the 12th of December. So you still have a couple of weeks to apply if you haven't already. But ladies and gents, that is pretty much it for today's video. I had a beautiful, beautiful weekend this week. It was just so nice. And it was Ralph Beauchamp's final race in terms of his F2 career. So massive congrats to him with all of his successes that he's achieved through his career. I mean, really, even being a Formula 2 driver, it takes so much. There's hundreds of thousands of people that try to do so but can't. But we had a great time, and I met this legend, Kevin O'Leary, which was fantastic. But ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to smash up that like button, turn on the notification bell. Yes, turn on the notification bell. That's correct. And subscribe. Press the subscribe button. Guys, I'm CryptoKid. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. And I will see you all in the next video very soon. Take care, guys. And bye-bye.